My name is Anne, and this is Toby, and welcome to a Tobyknits Podcast, episode 175. Now, if you're new here, you need a cup of tea, and I don't know what I've done with mine. I did have one, I really did, and I'm going to need it in case I cough. So just 1 second. Okay, we're okay. I've got my tea. So how are you all? If you're new here, hello. Welcome. Grab a cup of tea. We don't need biscuits today. It's not going to be long because, as you can tell, I am still dying of cold. And on Mondays, we talk about knitting. On Wednesdays, we talk about cross stitch. And every other Friday, we talk about sewing and quilting. So today's Monday, we're going to chat about what knitting I've been up to in the past 2 weeks. Because yes, it has been 2 weeks since my last podcast. Oh dear. And that's because, and I've got notes. That's because I've been sick. I went to a quilt retreat, and on the way there, I was feeling a bit like sore throatish. But I wasn't sure if I hadn't slept well the night before, so I didn't know if it was that or whatever. Bob had had a cold. Hello, Bob had had a cold. But I had stayed away as much as I could from him and hoped I didn't get it. Well, of course, I got it. Yeah. While I was at the quilt retreat, which I had to end up leaving early to come home for because I just didn't want anybody else to get sick. And this is the first time I have had a head cold in a long time. Normally when I get a cold, it goes straight to my chest and I end up with bronchitis or pneumonia, something like that. And I have not had a head cold since I was a kid. And it's been a bit of a nuisance, I have to say. I don't like it one bit because I feel okay in my body. I just sound rubbish. And I'd had this coleslaw that took over my whole top lip and was ugly as anything and kept bleeding every time I opened my mouth to eat. What's with that? And then blow my nose. Well, if I've blown my nose once in a minute, I've blown it like 10 times in a minute. So I've not been very happy. We've gone through 2 boxes of tissues and I can't even tell you how much toilet paper because, you know, you use whatever's at hand, right? So, yeah, I was really fed up with this cold now. And it's been 2 weeks and I feel okay. But, you know, it's just not going away. So, yeah, I'm fed up now. I'm a bit fed up. But, of course, I've still been knitting and cross-stitching and quilting and all the lovely crafty stuff. Because when you're just sitting around doing nothing, that's what you have to do, don't you? Because I did play on it for a little bit at first. You know, well, somebody had to cook me dinner, didn't they? Somebody had to keep making me cups of tea, didn't they? I was sick. Yeah, he gives me 3 days and then that's it. Gotta love him, though. Gotta love that. Hello, Bob. Anyway, so, and then, what else have I been up to the past 2 weeks? Well, I went to the quilt retreat, but came home early. Then, of course, we had Halloween with the grandkids last weekend. Yeah. And that was a lot of fun. I'll put a picture up of what Tristan and Ev went as. Super cute. And, yeah, we had a lot of fun walking around with them. I kept trying to take the Smarties. Every time he got some, I kept, you know, Nana better check the Smarties. No, wouldn't let me have any, bugger. So I had to buy my own. Yeah. And I've been working on all my cross-stitch plans for November and December. And then the new year, which we'll talk about Wednesday. And knitting plans. I've been trying to figure out what to do. Because as you know, I've kind of lost my knitting mojo right now. Yeah, I'm really into cross stitching and I'm not really into knitting at the minute, but I've got several things need to be done for Christmas. So, I have to really concentrate on them. I really do. So let me go over some of the plants. First of all, I'm going to show you something that I had started, and it was meant to be for Halloween, and I got really good with it, but it came to Halloween night and I hadn't finished it. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to keep working on it because I have other things I need to do for Christmas. So I'm putting it away for till next Halloween or till I feel like working on it. And this is this little thing. Isn't it cute? So this is, oh gosh, what was it called? Let's see if I can find the name of it. Ghost Friends by Marina Chikovala of My Crochet Wonders. And I had seen Jeanette of Crafty Clegs making one and fell in love with it right away. So this is the body part of it. So here are its little feet, little legs. And it's got like cardboard in the bottom to make it stand. And then its body and head. And then you don't really do anything with this. I think in the picture it does have eyes and a nose, but I don't think I'm going to bother because the whole point is you put this cloak over it, which is like a ghost costume. And so I just didn't have time to make the ghost costume and the bow and the little pussycat that goes with it. So I decided not to bother. I still have my string attached. I decided not to bother. And so I've put this away. And I'm just going to get this out either when I feel like working on some amigurumi or for next year and have it done for next Halloween. And maybe I'll make the other two at the same time that go with it. And then the kids can all get one each. Well, of course, I'll have to make 4. But anyway, so that is my plan to put this away until next year. Which means I have to finish working on my Musselburgh, which is for my daughter-in-law for Christmas. Now, last time I think you saw it, I was there. So I've got a bit of it done. Like we're getting there. But this is a nice knit because it's just knit, 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 you know, in a big circle till we're ready to do the decrease that matches the increase, but at this end. So I have to do this for about 17 inches, and I am at 11 right now. So 11, 12, 13, 12, 13. I got another 6 inches to go. How good am I at math? I'd use my fingers. So it's very pretty yarn. I love it. She's going to love it. I love the way it's striping like that. When I saw the yarn, I did not imagine it was going to do that, but it's actually coming out lovely. And yeah, so this is the Musselburgh by Ysolda Teague. And it's a lovely, this is my 3rd one. I've done one for Andrew. Sean's got one. Sean, he already has his though. Andrew's getting one for Christmas, the camo one I did, remember the grays? And this one is for his wife, Caroline. So I do have to get this finished. And I'm feeling like, I think I lost my mojo because of the 2 back-to-back ranunculuses I made. They're just a big project. And as much as I loved knitting it, which I did, and loved using the sport weight yarn, which I did, I just feel like that was a lot, 2 back-to-backs, and kind of put me off knitting at the minute. So I'm thinking next year I will do smaller projects to hopefully get, and I'll tell you more about that, my knitting plans in a minute. But anyway, so I have to work on this which is the Musselburgh. And let's have a cup of tea. I'm trying to get everything done for December the 1st. Because in December, I've got 4 advents. A cross stitch, a crochet. I got the Toft advent. The gnome one from a Canadian company. I can't remember the name of it now. Did I even write it down? It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. I'll put the name. Ginger Snap that. I got their yarn advent, which is to make gnomes. And then I also got Craft House Magic, Ellie's 12-day advent, which I think makes a cowl. I'm not sure. But the plan is I need all of December to concentrate on the advent projects. So I need to get this finished by this month. The other thing I need to finish in this bag is Evie's sweater, which is a little sweater I'm doing for her. It is from King Cole Baby Knits, book 1. So this is the back, which I've done, as you can see. It's not a pretty little pattern. The back is done. The front is now finished with my little neckline. Ooh, actually, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. It was a lot easier. Remember last time I was talking to you and I thought, I'm not sure how it's going to work with the, and these are on the middle bit ones there. They're on a waist thing, you know what that's called. Waist yarn, because they'll get picked up for the neckline. But it wasn't as hard as I thought. I thought it was going to be complicated with the lace, and it wasn't at all. So the back is done, and I am now on to the sleeves. So I've got quite a bit of this done. Isn't that pretty? Right at the start of the sleeve, instead of a cuff, it's this little pattern. I love it. So I'm on the sleeves, and I have to do so many increases and then knit for a certain length. And obviously number 2 is the same. So I have to work on this and get that finished. And by the end of November, because again, I need December for the advents. So this is going in there. And this is actually, it's quite a nice knit as well, because now it's just the straightforward stocking stitch. Because the only pattern part, I can't even get it back in the bag. The only pattern part, of course, was the, Toby's behind me, was the cuff at the beginning. So the rest of it is just straightforward knitting, and that's pretty easy. The yarn I was using is, again, a sport weight. It's Heavily by Knit Picks. It's 80% acrylic, 20% merino wool. And in the juice box is the colorway for that. So then the only final thing that I'm working on, and I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a, these get done, they get done, is my socks. And these are car knitting. And as you can tell, in the past 2 weeks, I've hardly been out. So we haven't had much car knitting going on. But I did get the heel flap and turn done. And I think I was here the last time you saw. So as you can see, there's not been, well, let me get that one out so you can, there's not been a lot done on these. Aren't they pretty though? This is another Knit Picks yarn. It's from the line Static. I don't know if they repeat this line or not. I think it's like a once done. And this is Cabot Cove, which I think is really, really pretty. I love blue socks to wear with jeans, you know. Do you coordinate your socks with what you're wearing? Because I do. Is that a bit weird? I always coordinate my socks. So I tend to wear, I tend to have a lot of pink socks and purple and blue. And I think I've got 2 pairs of brown. for when I wear my brown pants. But yeah, so it's coming on really good. I'm really enjoying doing this. So I am on the leg part where, you know, you just do, I think I did 50 for this part of the leg, and the foot I'll probably do 60 before the toe. But again, this is just, it doesn't matter if I don't finish these. I don't care. But I do have to finish the other two. I've got tons of blankets I was going to bring out and start on because it's the winter, and I'm not going to bother. I shan't, listen to me. I won't be bringing out the blankets, I don't think, until the new year. So what are my plans? So my plans are to get those two finished in November, so that I can start December with Vlogmas, because yes, I'll be doing Vlogmas, and all my vlog projects, because there'll be the cowl. I'm not sure with the one for Ellie from Craft House Magic. I might start that after Christmas, like December 26th, and have that my 12 days of Christmas then. And have, you know, I might do that for that one. And I'll still open them, but I won't start working on it, I don't think, until then. And then I've got the Tuft one, which we know is an ongoing, so I'll be doing that one. And then the gnome one, again, I don't know if that's a mystery or if we just get a pattern and we just use the colors that we've got. I don't know. I have tried to reach out to both the designer and Ginger Snap that to ask them, and I didn't really get a very comprehensive answer to it. So I think it's just going to be a let's have a look and wait. And then of course I'll have the cross stitch one, and yeah, so that's the plans for December. And then in the new year, I have some plans with my friend Diane from My Pink Bathtub. Her and I are both going to do a set of mittens. She's the queen of mittens. I've only made one pair in my life. So I'm hoping she's going to help me to make these mittens. She gifted me a beautiful pattern and some yarn for it. So we're going to do that together at some point in the new year, don't know when. And then also both Diane and Alice of Soxy Nana Alice, they are doing a knit along next year where you knit a pair of socks a month. Now I did that 2 years ago, and it was a very successful. Every time I dyed a new colorway, I knit a pair of socks in that colorway, and I really enjoyed it a lot. I ended up with about 18 pair of socks that year, which was great to redo my sock drawer. Sorry. But because I've lost my mojo, I thought if I just do one pair of socks a month, or a cowl, or a pair of mitts, or a hat, a small project, that would help me get my knitting mojo back. So I think that's what I'm going to join them, but not exactly the way they're doing it. So the fun part is going to be, they are wrapping up 12 skeins of 100 gram yarn, and they're wrapping it all up. And each month they're going to just pull a bag, and then that month they're going to work on that color, which I think is fabulous. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to decide at that time when I open the package, is this going to be a sock? Is this going to be mittens? Is this going to be a hat? Is this going to be a cowl? And I've got 2 books that are one skein wonders. So one is knitting and one is crochet. So we are going to look through them and pick something and then use that yarn. And I think that will help me get my mojo back, because, you know, it's a small project I can get done. It's not a long lasting thing. And I've got so many beautiful skeins of yarn, of 100 gram fingering weight yarn. Some that I dyed myself, some that I picked up on vacations and stuff, and some that were gifted. So I really think that will be a fun thing to do. So when I know more about how theirs is going, I'll let you know. But yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do. So that's my plans for next year. Maybe grab some blankets and get work on them when it's really cold in January and February. Because I've got a crochet one I'd like to finish. And that one with from the Bakery Bears where I was dyeing the yarn each month. I really need to finish that too. And I'm on the part now where we're coming down, you know, so it's not as many stitches on the needle. So I need to finish that. So I think that's what I'm going to do next year. A couple of blankets and some small projects. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. I did want to keep this short because in case I cough too much. I didn't cough too much though, did I? Not too bad really. But I have actually finished my tea now, so I need another cup. And yeah, I have to edit this now. I've almost forgotten how to do that. It's been 2 weeks. So anyway, I will be back on Wednesday for a floss tube. Oh, and I've got tons to tell you about that. And then I will be here Friday as well for my quilting. And I've got tons to tell you about that too. So anyway, I'm going to let you go for now. And I'll talk to you all later in the week. Okay, bye.